everyone, welcome back. It's kind of wild every time I open the news, there's another story about AI.
Seriously, it's like AI this, AI that.
And everyone's wondering the same thing, is my job safe? So today we're diving into this speech by Lisa Cook.
From the Federal Reserve Board.
Exactly. She's got her finger on the pulse of the economy, right? And she gave this talk, just a few days ago at the Ohio State University, September 26th, I think it was.
Yeah, September 26, 2024.
And it's all about AI and the future of work. But here's the thing I found interesting. She doesn't just jump into robots are taking over.
Right, it's refreshing, actually. She starts by, grounding us in the reality of today's job market.
Okay, so walk us through that. What's the current lay of the land?
So she kind of takes us on this little journey through time. We start pre-pandemic, job market's looking pretty strong. Then, bam, pandemic hits, everything goes haywire.
Yeah, massive downturn. Remember those headlines?
Exactly. But then, thankfully, we had this really strong recovery. And now, it seems like things are, finding a new normal.
Yeah.
Cook calls it a return to balance.
Return to balance. I like that. But what does that actually mean for, say, someone graduating college right now? Or someone thinking about switching careers? Is this balance good news, bad news?
That's the million-dollar question, right? And I think it's a mix, honestly, because while overall this balance is a good thing, it might mean tougher competition, especially for new grads, people without a ton of experience.
Makes sense. Companies are a bit more cautious, so they're going to be pickier about who they hire.
Exactly.
Which is why it's so important to understand these bigger job market trends, even before we add AI into the equation. It's like, you got to know the rules of the game before some major curveball gets thrown your way.
Well, I like that analogy.
So we've got the current job market picture. Now, what does Cook say is the main reason everyone's both excited and terrified about AI's role in all of this? I think it really comes down to this idea of productivity, right?
Yeah, AI has this crazy potential to be a total productivity powerhouse.
Which is both super exciting and kind of scary.
Totally. It's like, imagine having this assistant, right? Works 24/7, analyzes tons of data in seconds.
And never gets tired or asks for a raise.
Exactly. And Cook actually uses this great phrase in her speech. She calls AI a potential productivity powerhouse, which I think really captures it.
It does. Okay, so where are we already seeing this play out? Give us the real-world examples.
Oh, she's got some good ones. She talks about how AI assistants are already working with, customer support agents.
Okay,
And get this, those agents are now resolving 14% more issues per hour with the AI help.
Wow, that's a pretty significant jump. But I imagine customer service is one of those things where it can't just be about speed, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's got to be about quality, too. People want to feel heard, understood.
Exactly.
And that's where AI is showing a lot of promise. Like in healthcare, Cook talks about how some doctors are using AI to analyze patient interviews.
Really?
Yeah, and it's helping them diagnose illnesses faster with greater accuracy. It's like having this AI sidekick, making sure nothing gets missed.
That's incredible. So customer service, healthcare, where else is this AI productivity boost happening?
She mentions drug discovery, energy research, even engineering design.
So speeding up the process of developing new medications, creating sustainable energy solutions.
Exactly. And she even argues that AI could help design more efficient infrastructure.
It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. We're on the verge of unlocking this whole new level of human potential.
That's what has economists like Cook really fired up. Because this isn't just about automating stuff we already do.
Right.
It's about AI actually helping us generate new ideas way faster than we ever could before.
Okay, so big picture, it sounds incredible, even a little sci-fi, to be honest. But let's bring it back down to earth for a second.
Okay, yeah.
Because I know what everyone's thinking listening to this. This is all well and good, but what about my job? Am I about to be replaced by an algorithm?
That's the question, isn't it?
So how does Cook address that very understandable fear? So how do we navigate this whole thing? I mean, it's easy to get caught up in all the robots are taking over headlines, right?
Oh, totally. It's everywhere you look. But Cook, she doesn't want us to just panic. She actually lays out this really clear framework for thinking about AI and jobs.
Okay, I like a good framework. Lay it on me.
So she says, when you're thinking about your job, or any job really, ask yourself 3 questions.
3 questions. All right, I can handle that. Hit me.
Question number 1 is all about exposure. How much of what you do day to day could AI realistically do?
Right, because some jobs are going to be more AI-proof than others, I'd imagine.
Exactly. I'm guessing a concert pianist is probably safer than, say, someone who enters data into a spreadsheet all day.
Makes sense. Okay, so that's exposure. What's question number two?
All right, so you figured out how exposed you are. Now the next question is complement or substitute?
Meaning, is AI going to make my job easier or just take it entirely?
Exactly. Will AI be your new best friend at work, or is it coming for your job title?
Okay, friend or foe. Got it. There's a third question, though, right? Something about elasticity.
Yeah, elasticity of demand. It sounds a little jargony, but it's actually pretty straightforward.
Okay, because jargony is not our style here. Break it down for us.
Basically, it means even if AI can make your job faster or cheaper to do, will there still be enough demand for your skills in the long run?
Okay, I think I need an example for this one.
Sure, think about radiologists, the doctors who look at x-rays and stuff.
Okay,
AI is getting really good at reading those images, maybe even better than humans in some cases.
I've heard that, yeah.
So does that mean we need fewer radiologists? Or does this AI efficiency actually make those services more accessible, leading to more demand overall?
So it's not just about AI doing the task, it's about how that changes the whole landscape of that job.
Exactly. And Cook even admits, like, even she doesn't have all the answers.
Which is kind of refreshing, actually. Like, no one has a crystal ball, right?
Exactly. What's important is asking these questions, staying informed and flexible.
Which leads us to, I think, the big question. How do we actually prepare for a future where AI is a major player? Because it's easy to get overwhelmed by all of this.
Oh, absolutely. But Cook gives some really solid advice and some reasons to be optimistic.
Okay, good. I like optimism.
First off, she says, don't be afraid of AI. Get to know it. Experiment with it. Figure out its strengths and weaknesses. There are tons of free AI tools online.
Yeah, like ChatGPT, everyone's talking about that.
Exactly. Play around with it. See what it can do.
It's like that saying, if you can't beat 'em, join 'em. But strategically, of course.
Exactly. And while you're at it, focus on those skills that AI can't replicate. Things like critical thinking, creativity, emotional intelligence.
Those human skills that are hard to program into an algorithm.
Exactly. Those skills are always going to be valuable no matter what.
It's true. If anything, AI is just making them even more important. Okay, so befriend the AI,
Yeah.
sharpen those human skills. What else?
Cook's final piece of advice, and I think it's the most important, never stop learning. Be adaptable. Be curious. Be a lifelong student.
It's something we talk about a lot on this show, and I love that it's coming up here.
It's the key to navigating any kind of change. Technological change isn't new. It's been happening for centuries.
That's a good point. We've weathered these storms before.
Exactly. The challenge and the opportunity is to adapt, to evolve, and find ways to thrive.
To write our own stories in this new world, not let the AI write it for us. Well said. So, as we wrap up, here's a final thought provoking question for everyone listening, inspired by Lisa Cook's speech. If you could design your ideal job in this world where AI is a big part of the picture, what would that look like? What kind of work would get you excited to jump out of bed in the morning, utilize your unique skills and passions, and be ready for whatever the future throws our way? That's something to chew on, maybe even jot down some ideas. And hey, if you come up with something amazing, we want to hear about it. Until next time, everyone, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep diving deep with us.